What's going on, you guys? This is Ian McKenzie with the Average Bros Fitness Podcast. I am joined by a very, very special guest. This is Miss Emily Randon.
Hi, guys.
So here's the deal with Miss Emily Randon. She is a 3-time swimsuit competitor and winner at the Miss Louisiana Pageant. She has her bachelor's degree in exercise science, and she is a very long pageant competitor and fitness enthusiast. So I'm going to get right into it, Emily. What got you into the pageants? What was the thing that drew you to it?
So I actually did my first pageant in college.
Okay.
It was the title Miss Southeastern Louisiana University.
Yeah.
And I was interested in competing for several reasons. I've always been interested in fitness, and that is a huge phase of competition.
Yeah.
But also the interview phase of competition was something that interested me. The philanthropy side, and lastly, the talent phase of competition, I think is just super fun, and that was one of the reasons why I got started in pageantry.
Yeah. And what was the thing about, like, when you started into it, what was the thing you struggled with, like, in the beginning? What was the one thing that kind of posed a problem?
Yes. So I am a classically trained ballerina. So
Okay.
I have grown up on stage. My dad's a photographer, so I've always had the camera in my face. So I don't really have stage fright or in front of the camera, but I had never spoken on stage and held a microphone until my first pageant. So
getting ready for, like, the interview part.
The interview phase. That was something that it was like a missing hole, and pageantry has really helped me to become more well-rounded in that sense.
Yeah. And when you guys are going through, like, the pageant prep, and I know that it's very extensive. You guys have to take into account all different facets of your life when preparing for this thing. Mm-hmm. What was your prep like? What was a day in the life of Emily up to these pageants?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference from bodybuilding. I know you've done bodybuilding before or physique competitions.
And it's different because you only have to worry about your body.
Exactly.
You don't have to sit there and worry about saying anything.
Yes.
You just have to worry about looking pretty up
Totally.
on stage. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that, but pageantry is not just about how you look. In fact, it's more so about what you are on the inside. You know, who you are on the inside, what you've done with your platform. The interview phase is, I would say, the most important phase of competition. But fitness does go along with that. So in a day in my life, you know, prepping for Miss Louisiana USA, it does have to do with fitness. So I incorporate that in the morning. Usually I get my fitness done out of the way, you know, work out in the morning, and then interview prep. I do a lot of research when it comes to current events. It's all about being really well-rounded. So I think that's one of the main differences between pageantry and physique or bodybuilding.
And the one thing too, I'll ask you this, you know, with specifically the fitness portion, because you've won bikini, you've won swimsuit, you know what it's like, right? But what does it take? What did you do in your personal life to really make sure that you brought it on stage? What was your prep like specifically for fitness?
Well, I had never lifted weights. That was something that was new for me, and I started that because of pageantry. Being a dancer, I had pretty well-developed legs, I would say, but my upper body was lacking. So in order to balance my physique, I started lifting weights. And my boyfriend does a lot of bodybuilding, so he helped me a lot with that, and that's actually how me and Ian met, was through Eric and kinesiology, bodybuilding, all of those things. But just surrounding yourself with people that have a knowledge about that and excitement, it's really fun. And I'm still learning, but I just remember when I first started prepping for pageantry, I had never lifted a weight in my life. And I think that's so important for women to realize that when you lift weights, you are not going to become bulky. You are going to become more toned if you do it the right way. So that is something that pageantry has given me, and it's going to continue to give back to me for the rest of my life.
Now, we'll ask you a question though about the weightlifting part, because you're right. That is the big misconception, that you go into the gym, you're lifting weights, and you're going to come out looking like a freak. But truly though, like, what was it that you did, whether you had a trainer or whether you didn't have a trainer, what was it that caused you to sort of to see yourself as more trimmed, more fit, and specifically you see muscle kind of showing up on your body? What were the workouts like?
Yeah, it depends on your goals. So for instance, with my legs, like I was saying earlier, I gain muscles really easy in my legs. I'm a dancer. I already have pretty big quads,
I would say. Yeah, you've been doing it forever. Yeah, it comes naturally
so my training, you know, there were certain things I took out of my training. Like I stopped running because I noticed that my legs were starting to bulk. I wanted to tone my arms more, and specifically I wanted to gain gain wider shoulders because, you know, you don't lift weights when you do ballet. So I wanted to kind of bulk up a little bit here without, you know, putting on too much muscle. So I had worked with a trainer, you know, for a couple months, and he helped me kind of develop my deltoids more. But ever since then, I've been kind of doing it on my own and just really analyzing, I guess, what your goals are and trying to figure out what specific exercises you need to do in order to reach those goals.
Okay. Because it's funny, because you get into the whole mindset, it's a mental game. Like, you think that being fit is not a matter of just, like, lifting copious amount of weights. You think cardio. Immediately your brain goes to, I got to hop on the treadmill, I got to lose weight, I got to, like, you know, get rid of the layer of fat. So it's interesting for you guys out there that you have to take that principle of not being afraid to lift weights, because really and truly, more muscle you build, the more calories you burn doing absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
So that's probably what you experienced as well.
Totally. And something that I've kind of learned through growing up being athletic, I always did sports, you know, before I started dance. So I don't know if you've ever heard the term muscle confusion. Have you ever heard that?
I have. But
I'm like a huge fan of that. You know, changing up your workouts. So I have friends that just get on the treadmill or just get on the elliptical. You know, they just do the cardio. Kind of like you're saying, they're scared to lift the weights, they're scared to try different things. And I think when you're on your fitness journey, everybody has something different that they gravitate towards. So for instance, you know, I've taken yoga classes before, didn't like them. You know, taking kickboxing.
I'm with you. It's whatever. Yoga's like.
Now maybe I just haven't had a good instructor, but you know, for instance, Pilates. I love Pilates. I never would have known that had I not tried it. So, you know, just try different things. Like something that I want to try is cycling. I don't know if you've ever done that.
I've never. But that's a good point, because cycling is like a mixture of the cardio and the fitness, the weightlifting aspect. So you got resistance and everything. So it all bundles together into one. It's a better goal toward fitness, as opposed to just burning something. You're building and you're burning. You know?
It's fun too. You know, like Soul Cycle. It's almost like a cult. Like people love it.
Do you like Soul Cycle?
I've never tried it. I really want to.
I want to.
I know, but you know, some people, you know, they might fall in love with kickboxing. I've tried it. I didn't like it. You know, but it just depends on what you love, and that's you're not going to know until you try a bunch of different things. So I would say just keep an open mind and just try different things, and always go for that muscle confusion. You know, once that you start to get in a rut and you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting bored with it, that's when you need to try something new. Interesting.
And then I'll ask you this too, because ballet was a big part of it, right? Ballet was your talent. You've been doing ballet forever. So what could people take from ballet to maybe apply to their fitness lifestyle? Like, because that's a tough one. People don't know. I think ballet is wonderful, because bodybuilders back in the day did ballet.
Yeah,
like
they
did
probably
ballet.
Still do and don't even say about it.
So there's obviously something there that people could take and apply. So what is it about ballet that people can use?
Well, ballet is essentially HIIT training.
Okay.
It's short bursts of high interval training. We have exercises at the bar that you know, you wouldn't believe how high your heart rate can get, and you're literally holding onto the bar, but you're using every muscle in your body, so it's highly controlled. But then there's also types of ballet, like adagio is what it's called, where it's very slow and controlled movements, where you're, you know, holding your leg in the air and your leg is shaking. So that's more of like an elongated movement. So ballet builds very long, lean muscles, and something I would say, if you kind of want that body shape, you could always take a bar class, but just incorporating stretching into your workouts is going to help you build that long, lean muscle.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect marriage of stretching
and HIIT.
Yeah. And isometric stuff. So it's like holding, and so it was everything brought together. Which is interesting, because it's not weighted per se. It's your body weight.
It's your body weight, yeah.
But it brings in the thought of like how calisthenics can help you. I mean, I'm sure a ballet workout is freaking nuts. So I'm sure you sweat, you hate it, all that stuff. So, and that's calisthenics. Like, calisthenics is sort of the secret weapon, you know?
Yeah, and there's different aspects to ballet. You know, you have your short, fast movements, the jumping, that's like called the petit allegro. Yeah. And then you have like your big jumps, that's like your huge bursts, like where you're really using your legs to leap in the air. You have, all kinds of different movements in ballet. I think that's why I love that whole idea of muscle confusion, because ballet is one of those sports I would consider a sport where you're doing a lot of different things with your body. Sometimes you're doing slow movement, sometimes you're doing fast. So that's one of the reasons why I love ballet, and I could sit here and talk about it forever.
But it's cool though, and it has a very strong implication on how people can make their exercise different. It's
totally.
It really does, because you take all that stuff in ballet, and people probably look at it, and go, oh, it's ballet, it can't be that hard, and then you're talking right now with the calisthenics and the holding and all that stuff,
the control.
And that's the control,
yes.
and so bodybuilders, for you guys doing recreational bodybuilding, if you go into the gym, the control and the mind-muscle connection is probably really what comes into play with ballet.
Totally. It is a huge mind-body connection. I think ballet and, my athletic background, but really specifically ballet is what helps me in the gym with that mind-body connection.
Okay,
because,
that's good. Yeah.
When you're lifting weights and you're, is it time over tension that they talk about?
It's a bunch of time under tension.
Right.
But, there's a few aspects.
Really just like being engaged when you work out, I think is really important. Listening to your body, that's something huge that I always push for, is like, if you feel crappy when you're working out, you're probably not going to get a good workout in, whereas like if you have a really good mindset, you're really connected with your body, you're like, I really feel like working legs today, or I really feel like, that's when I feel like you get the best workouts.
That's true though. And that's exactly what people need to realize as well. And they can, going into the gym with that healthy mindset and knowing that it's about thinking about your muscles as opposed to just lifting heavy ass weights.
Right.
It's putting the brain to it, zoning out to your muscles basically.
Totally. So, and then on the flip side of that, injuries. A lot of times when we're not listening to our bodies and we're like, today's leg day, I don't care, I'm going to lift it really heavy, you could end up with a knee injury or hip injury or an ankle injury that is going to put you out and put you behind in the long run. So I think it's really important to listen to your body and to train it in the ways that it tells you to train.
That's true. That's a good one. Yeah. Listen to it. So listen to your bodies, guys. Come on.
And to kind of like tag along to that, another like big fitness tip that I have is to get enough sleep. A lot of people, and like I said earlier, it is important to train in the morning, to get up and train. But if you, wake up and you just feel like horrible, you're not going to have a good workout. You're probably going to end up eating more that day. Listen to your body and take a rest day. Like I've done that many times where I'm just like, oh, I really feel like working out today. It's almost like that guilt, But when you listen to your body, you're going to get more in the long run. And
it's funny, you said, and I love this, you said that if you don't get enough sleep, you eat more.
Totally. I know I eat so much when I don't sleep.
Yeah, and that's a solution. People are so confused with why they feel ravenous.
Yeah.
And it really... it harkens back to sleep.
I think most working adults are sleep deprived, to be honest.
Yeah.
If COVID has taught us anything, working from home, it's to listen to your body and get enough rest, people are just go all the time. I'm go all the time, so I get it, but it's important to make sure that you cater to your body's needs, because you're going to end up overeating, binging, eating unhealthy things, gravitating more towards carbs and sugars just for that like quick energy, when what you really just need to do is take a nap or sleep 20 minutes longer, an hour longer. Just make sure you're getting close to those 8 hours a night. I think that's
a good solution, because that's something that people don't automatically go to when they think of like stress relief.
Yeah.
They don't, people take naps, right? Mm-hmm. But when they're busy and they got a family and they got stuff going on, they think of other things for stress relief, when in fact they're just burnt out.
Right. Working out, working out is a big stress reliever, but also making sure you take care of your body. Really, it all ties together, and fitness and health is all part of that.
That's true. So do you have any organizations you work with? What do you you do the meals thing,
I do. So another part of my day-to-day life is Sensible Meals.
Okay. So it's cool, you guys check it out.
Yeah, we have a little cup over here actually, if you want to show them a Sensible Meals
that's a good idea.
Product placement.
Right here, you guys. Man, I'm hungry, I need some. Sensible meals.
Yeah, so I've actually been on the meals since 2016, I believe, 2016 or 2017. So it's been a good while. I do the paleo meal plan, which is gluten-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free. And I just find that my body likes that more.
Do you feel more energetic with that meal plan? Okay.
Yes,
a lot of people do. That's the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty clean. You know, most of the carbs are either going to be like cauliflower rice or sweet potatoes, lots of grilled chicken, you know, lots of meat. You know, the paleo meal plan is the caveman diet, so it's pretty high protein and a lot of veggies, which I think is important, you know, for fiber. But it's really given me a lot of energy, and so if you guys want to try the meals, you can use my discount code eRandon, and that will save you $20 off your first month, which is a really great discount.
And that is a good solution for people who do not want to cook their food, who want a simple solution to just having their meals ready.
Yes.
So and specified for their goal.
Yes, and if you flip it over on the back, it actually has all the macros. You know, you've probably talked to your viewers a lot about the importance of macros. So you can flip it over and check out the exact calories on each meal and just kind of plug in the macros to meet your goals.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Guys, I think that's it. Emily, you were freaking wonderful. Thank you so much for being on this. It's great. It's awesome. Go check out averagebrosfitness.com. There are more interviews, more free content. We have live events coming up. I have research videos. There's a bunch of crap you guys can sink your teeth into. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much.